So what we got here is the Aquatop Pisces, dubbed as an all-in-one kit, similar to the Marineland. So we're gonna do a quick unboxing for this nano tank. I didn't do any research on this item yet, bought it with my own money. Here's what's included on each face of the box. 5-gallon tank, about a 53-gallon flow rate. There is an LED light that it comes with, integrated filtration system with some proprietary cartridges. And you know how I feel about proprietary cartridges. On this side, it lists out the different features of the tank. We'll go more in depth on the tank once we do a more fully fledged review. Here's what's on this face of the box. Here's what's on the back of the box. Integrated filtration box. Ooh, this comes with ceramic rings or biological filtration, which both the Fluval and the Marineland do not come with. Comes with a glass lid, which is awesome. And again, that LED light. White box. First we got what appears to be the LED light. You can see here the number of LEDs baked within it. Looks like an AC or whatever adapter, standard with these kind of lights. We got some what appears to be some components of the filtration. We got what looks like to be an output flow. AC adapter for the light, I presume. Oh, interesting. Unlike the Fluval and the Marineland, it looks like the filtration cartridge is not physically attached to the tank, which I think it is a plus. Direct line for power. There's a lid on the top. So if we pull off that lid, what we got is what looks like a proprietary cartridge. I don't know if this is carbon filtration. They describe it as a BioPlate quick change filter cartridge. So it appears this is mostly mechanical and biological filtration. No chemical. We have whatever this thing is. I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna close up. There's also the bio rings or ceramic media. In here, you can pull this tab, which allows you to access the bio rings in there. You give a good amount. What's cool about it is if you wanted to do just complete bio rings in here, you have the capability. All you have to do is toss this out. So far so good in terms of my initial reactions. I do like the baked-in modularity of this filtration. This is the pump that drives all of the filtration. See that? It is detachable. Another small component. They're essentially pieces of plastic with a detachable filtration sponge or whatever that you have. Same thing for this little guy. This explains what those two pieces of plastic are for. What they're meant for is to protect shrimplets or fry from going into these two grates, which is pretty sick. They really thought of everything on this. It's just like a little marking sheet. It appears Pisces is a line for Aquatops, and you can see there are various all-in-one kits that they offer. Oh, and one thing on the light, for all these all-in-one kits, you either get controllability of the light on the actual cable or on the light, and it appears you do have the control on the actual light. Alright, last thing before we pull out the tank, appear to be plastic clips, which I assume are here for the lid to lay on something. Pretty standard. Where is the lid is the question. Oh, okay. Finally, last thing before we pull out the tank, you get a glass lid, which is amazing. When you think about the Marineland one, yes, you get a glass lid on that one as well. But on the Fluval spec, you get a plastic lid with a gaping hole in the center. One of the biggest flaws, I think, for the Fluval spec. This one, you get a nice, thick glass, not the lowest in iron. There is a tint of blue, but no complaints here. Here's the glass. Pretty good. The tank. One thing to note in the box is there was no foam padding, which is interesting. It appears that didn't really matter for us. As you can see, this tank is in pristine condition. Actually, is it in pristine? Okay, so it is not in pristine condition. One thing I want to show you. I don't think it's going to actually be an issue for this tank. But one thing you should look out for when you're unboxing yours, make sure you do it within a return window, because I did get this on Amazon, is if you see that little corner right there, there's a crack right there. But if you look at this top corner, no crack. The silicone beads are thick enough to the point where I don't think it'll be an issue. But just one thing to know when you're unboxing, if you want a pristine piece, look for that. And if there is a crack, just simply return it and get a new one. Again, I don't think it's gonna be too much of an issue. Again, I bought this tank with my own money, but if you are looking to purchase one, first link down in the description. It's actually made out of 2 panels of glass. You got 1 panel of glass right here. It's not 3 panels of glass with a corner seam. It's just 1 continuous strip of glass. Some people may like that. I personally have no issue with it. It removes the silicone seam twice, which I think is safer and does look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. One thing to note is that the base is actually completely plastic. So sometimes these all-in-one kits actually do have a glass base, and then they put in a plastic frame or a plastic rim around it for added protection. But for this specific tank, there is no glass bottom. It is all plastic. All of the silicone beads are relatively thick, so they're not those clean-cut, thin silicone beads that you see with a more higher quality rimless tank, like the one here. I don't know if you see here, but for this one, you basically don't see any silicone within there. For this tank, it's not an issue because you have plastic trim where the silicone essentially is, which is in the back right here at these 2 back corners, and then of course around the base of the tank. Quick look at the base of the tank. You can see no padding, but there is a little bit of cutouts and divots here to elevate the tank a little bit further, and I would think to accommodate for any inconsistencies on the surface. So you don't need any foam pad or anything for this. Before I assemble it, maybe I do some glamour shots so that you could get a closer look at each of the components. Go ahead and put this together and see if I can figure it out without having to look at the instructions. This appears to be an intake guard for the actual pump. Reattach that back on. Get all the ceramic media. We're gonna put it into that compartment right there. More biological filtration. You can see here, there are 2 channels. Still have no idea what this is used for. It's just pure plastic, but whatever. Next up, might as well put these intake guards. I assume you get this and you just insert it within the grate. Same thing for this one. It is a tight fit, but I think that's a good thing. See there? Now we're gonna put the pump back in. Line up the output with the hole, and that through here. So that locks that into place. The lid, you can see there is a little notch right at the lid for this cable. Also a nice snug fit, which is good. We have these plastic clips. Put one right here, one right here, one right there. There are 2 notches, the corners are cut off. I assume this is where you place it in the front of the tank where it's curved. These cuts on the corner actually are really good because it gives you a space to slide your finger in and lift up the lid. So within the filtration itself, there's a little slit where you can put this through. The light and the filtration are on separate cords, which is good, so that you could control and shut off power to each one individually. Of course, let's get some more glamour shots on this. you are considering getting one of these tanks, link down in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.